Hi Wanderers! Welcome to my 12-week bump day! Yay! This week the baby is the size of a plum! I think this is so cute. I love being able to hold this little plum in my hand and think that this is the size of the little baby growing in my belly right now. I just think that's so cute. What's new this week is really I have no new symptoms, and good news is basically all of my first trimester symptoms are basically gone or fading and super manageable. I don't get nauseous. I haven't been nauseous for the past week, but I also haven't been in the van for the past week. We've been staying with friends, and then we've been staying with family. So we've really been inside in an air-conditioned house, or just a house at least, and I haven't had to drive a lot. Currently, I'm not experiencing any nausea. All of my slower digestion issues from last bump date have disappeared by now, and I'm having a lot more energy, which is great. I'm getting out to go running more. For those of you who don't know, I've been basically a runner my whole life.
Go Kelsey! Woo!
So it's completely safe to run, and it's just I feel so much more like myself already, and I'm really loving it. I'm just feeling a lot happier and a lot more energized and just more like myself, so it's been great. But besides symptoms, there was a couple things I wanted to talk to you guys about. So a lot of you have been asking about what it's like to travel while being pregnant, and how do I do appointments. And let me just say, it is not easy. It has not been easy. To get our first appointment, we've had one appointment so far. And to get that first appointment, we had to call probably 10 different places in order for someone to accept us. The problem is that none of the hospitals or clinics or any of those places are willing to accept us if we're not staying throughout the whole pregnancy. And there's some theories about how that's because they won't get the money, because most of the money comes from the birth. And then there's also just the way they're set up. They don't have codes that will help them bill for just one specific appointment. But either way, it was really hard to get that one appointment. But we're just really grateful that we did, because then we had the more accurate due date, which is super important to us. But my second appointment is coming up, because I'm doing a family trip back home to visit with family for a little while, and I have an appointment set up there, which is going to be really great, because they're going to do all of the blood work and answer all my questions that I really was looking forward to in my first appointment that I didn't get to. So that's all been set up through my stepmother, who has a lot of connections, and she kind of worked it out to get me that appointment, which was very, very helpful, and I'm really grateful to her. But besides that, so I'll have that appointment, and then we really will only have I think like 6 or 7 more weeks on the road before we're back in Portland. And so we've decided, if everything comes up normal and there's nothing to worry about, any signs of any abnormalities or anything that we should be worried about in this pregnancy, then we're not going to have any more appointments on the road, and we're just going to have our appointments in Portland. And I know, so ideally you're supposed to have one appointment every month throughout the first trimester, throughout the first, I think it's like 20 weeks, or I can't remember exactly. But you're supposed to have one once a month for a certain amount of time. And we are just stretching it a bit. We're going to stretch it to be a little bit longer than that, but if nothing's going wrong, I've been reassured that it should be totally fine. But our plan for what we're going to do is that we're going to have an appointment set up for when we immediately get back in Portland, just so that, because we've been stretching it out a little bit longer. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was insurance. So since I am turning 26, throughout my whole life, basically, I've been on my father's insurance, and I am no longer eligible to be under that. And I do not have prenatal care under my dad's insurance. So we have been looking into all kinds of insurance lately, and we finally figured it out. It's been such a stress. We're super excited because we were able to pick an insurance plan that covers midwife care and a naturopathic doctor. So that is like my ultimate dream for our birth plan, is to work with a midwife. And we've been searching all over Portland. We've actually had help from some of you, Ginny specifically. Thank you so much if you're watching this. So there is a place, I'm not going to really share where exactly we're thinking, but I think we have found the place where we're hoping to give birth at, midwife that we're hoping to work with. This week I'm going to actually call and hopefully be able to get us on their schedule because they limit the amount of births that they can take on during a certain time frame. It's great to feel like that is being taken care of even though I'm not actually in the Portland area. The other thing is the second trimester is coming up, and I've been searching on the web because there's contradicting information. Some people say the second trimester starts at 13 weeks. Some people say it starts at 14 weeks. So I've decided that the second trimester starts at 13 weeks and 1 day, because each of those days is actually part of the 14th week. Because once you've reached 14 weeks, then you've already had 14 weeks, and then you're moving into the 15th week of pregnancy. So that means that I'll be 13 weeks, and then as soon as it's the next day, I'm gonna be in my second trimester, which I'm so excited about, and I'm just really happy to be through the first trimester almost, and I'm feeling so much better, and I already know that it's gonna be just a totally different experience in the first trimester. But that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this bump date. I'm gonna go ahead and show you my belly, which I do think I am starting to show a little bit, which is also very exciting, and I just can't wait to continue to show further and further instead of looking like, oh, maybe she's just had a little bit too much pasta, instead of knowing for sure that I'm pregnant. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoy sharing these bump dates with you, and I'm really excited that I'm documenting this pregnancy, and it's just a lot of fun for me. So leave a comment below when you think the second trimester starts. I'm still sticking with my 13 weeks and 1 day is the start of the second trimester, but I'm just curious what your opinions are and what your midwives and doctors have said as well. Thank you so much, and be where your feet are. Bye!